Hey guys, it's Lauren. I'm coming at you. Welcome back. Crazy Life, Prison Life. Um, so I wanted to do a video today because today is Memorial Day. Um, it hits a little different for me. Personally, I am a disabled veteran, so I have lost several um, people that were dear to me and that I was really close to. Um, and I want to mention something else. I also want to have a moment of silence. But before I do that, I want to say our heroes are definitely those who have fallen for us through war and given us a freedom that sometimes we really take for granted. Um, but also, I want to shout out those people also that have committed suicide from being in the army or any part of the military. It was army for me, but I just want to say RIP to Davis. Man, he was an incredible guy. Was the soldier like that you could expect any soldier to be. He was so into his military career, and upon getting out, he was lost, and he tried to ask for help through the VA, and it just got to be too much, so he ended up taking his own life. So this is for you. Also, my roommate, y'all. We were in AIT together, which is where you learn your job. And we, like, she was the first person that I met, and we went through that together. And then, crazy enough, like, this never happens, but I guess sometimes it does because it happened to us. But we were sent to the same duty station, so we went to the duty station together. We ended up being in the same unit. We were roommates forever. I learned so much from her. Again, another one out of the military, nowhere to turn. Just she was an excellent mom. She was married. She seemed happy. Um, but again, fighting PTSD, anxiety, depression, all the things that come from being a soldier that people don't realize. Erica, RIP to you, honey. You played a big important role in my life. I've learned so much from you. Um, Wonderful, wonderful person. Um, and then, last but most certainly not least, my boy Nate. He got out of the military, was at home living with his family, and in the wrong place at the wrong time, wouldn't have hurt a fly, and was murdered. And so all three of these people are weighing heavy on my heart today, as well as all of the other soldiers that have fought for our freedom. So I just want to take a moment of silence for them. Okay. Y'all, thanks for joining me. As you can see, I have tears in my eyes. That just is something that really hits me really hard. Um, but today's video, I want to come and talk with you guys about positivity, which is ultimately what this channel is about. And I do apologize if I'm like ever looking up. Whoever made my laptop decided the webcam needed to be at the bottom of the screen, which is different. So if you ever see me looking up, it's because I'm actually looking at myself on the screen. But whoever did that at Legion, please fix it. So anyway, moving right along. Positivity is like something that I hold on to. Like you, so many people are like, how do you stay so positive? Like there's such a tough situation. Like how do you remain like uplifted and you just keep going and you know a lot of that is through my faith. Like I am a believer in God and prayer, man. Like prayer is like the number one thing that keeps me going. But also for those of you that, you know, don't have the same beliefs in me, that's quite okay. I'm not here to, you know, preach and make people turn or change their beliefs or anything like that. I'm here to promote positivity in a situation that we're all going through together. So Made a few notes, just like I told you in the last video. So today, as you can see on my board, or I hope you can see on my board, let's see. Um, Stay positive, stay fighting, stay brave, stay ambitious, stay focused, stay strong. Like all these things are so easily said, like, oh, you're the strongest, you're so ambitious, you're this. But for those of you that might struggle with this, and y'all, wait a minute, like, back up. I have my bad days. I have my days where I'm not really strong. Like today is one of those, it's weighing heavy on me today of, just losing some really close friends, but also like um we all have a sense of loss every day. Like we have lost our loved one for however many amount of days or time or months or years or however long, your loved one will be gone, but we all have a sense of loss that we deal with every day. And some days are really hard. Like some days I am like, oh, why today? Like why? But that's where again I turn to my faith and I'm like, this is just a situation that we have to go through, and the good thing is that God made us strong enough to get through it. So being all that said, I want to touch on each of these 6 words that I mentioned before, and I want to go into just a little bit of depth, and I'll share some of my stories along the way. Um, Y'all being positive, like looking for ways to stay positive, like positive thinking, positive thoughts. It brings such a positive outlook into your life. And I'm not a big writer, but I've seen so many ladies and gentlemen as well. This isn't just about ladies. There's so many gentlemen out there too that are dealing with, incarceration. So keep a journal like of gratitude, like take those moments that you're really feeling good and put them into words. Like those are things that on your really hard days you can go back and look at and remind yourself that there's always something to be grateful for. There's always a moment, a time that you felt better than you did before. And so write it in a journal. Like if you're like me, honey, this memory is like shot some days. Like some things I can remember stuff like right off the bat. Some days I don't remember shit. And excuse my French, but that is the honest to God truth. Um, y'all, I live by this saying. This too shall pass. Like every moment, every hard conversation, every disagreement, argument, whatever you want to call it, this too shall pass. And we want to remember, like, take whatever that moment is, excuse me, and find a way to like, y'all, that I cooked some lima beans and some Cajun air fryer salmon on point, okay? If you'd like for me to share recipes, by the way, I'm going to. But I didn't share that one. I was spending some time with my daughter and her friend that she has over, which is actually her cousin. So anyway, long story short, take those moments of disbelief or those moments of fear, those moments of like, what am I going to do? And just remember, like, this too shall pass. Like, that might be something that I really need to write, like, on my wall. Because I say it all the time, like, this too shall pass. It really gets me through knowing, like, this moment is temporary, but our life is forever. And so these moments will pass. Um, get out and get moving. This is hard for a lot of us. It's hard some days to just get up. Like, you get up, guess what? Positive, you got up, okay? Because some days I understand it's really hard, but if you get up and you get moving, have that cup of coffee, have that drink. Like if you like, you know what, right now I just need a drink. Like take the edge off, whatever it might be, have that drink, have whatever it is to get you up and get moving, because when you do get up and get moving, it does help you to relax, and it helps you to calm the anxiety. It helps people with depression. It really helps. And also want everyone to remember everyone's journey is different. Like every scenario is different. There's people right beside you in the grocery store line that are going through the same thing you are. There are people that are at the ballpark. For us, or for me, my daughter plays ball, so like there's people right on the side of me that are going through the same things that I am. And maybe it's not with an incarcerated loved one, but maybe it's with a loss or something that they're dealing with. So just remember always to try to be kind. Reach out, smile, smile. Smile, y'all. Like that, smiles are contagious. Like, say hi to a stranger. Like, engage in some conversation with them. It doesn't have to be like about your whole life, but maybe say, hope you're having a good day, or like whatever. Like, can I take your groceries to the car, or just anything that will promote a positive mindset for you. Like, really engage in that. Also, plan a small trip or like a vacation. Y'all, seriously, like 2 weeks ago, let's go back. I was done. I worked 52 hours a week and I was done. Like, it wasn't just me working 52 hours a week. My patients are, I'm an elderly private home caregiver, so my patients aren't doing the best. And so it was calls at 4 in the morning, calls at 5 in the morning, come here at 6 in the morning, all these kinds of things that it was just too much. And I'm a student and I'm going for business management. And so it was the week of finals, and I just needed some time to breathe and to refocus and to regain. So I just booked me a 2-day trip to the beach. I brought my daughter and my niece, and y'all, like, it was absolutely perfect. Absolute perfection. Like, where the beach at? I need that again. But, we have to really do the little things that will help us refocus. And it doesn't have to be like a beach vacation. Like, you could just go a day, you can go a couple days. Like, go to your favorite spot and just sit and just kind of regroup and think and meditate if you meditate, or do yoga or whatever it is that you do to bring that positivity. Like, do that, because that's what gets you through every single day. Y'all, set aside some time for yourself. This is really hard for moms. I'm a mom, and my child is a mom child. So sometimes, I have to, even if it's just going to take a hot bath, and like, you know what, today I'm not going to take a short bath. Like, I'm going to take me a bath and I'm going to put me some bubbles up in it and I'm going to relax. Like, anything to, take time for yourself. Take a drive. Get in the car, go around the corner, maybe, get your favorite Starbucks, or I'm not a Starbucks person, but I like Sonic, them chili cheese tater tots is on point. But whatever it is for you, take some time to yourself. Read, write, talk to a friend, whatever, would help you. And honestly, if you don't have anybody else to talk to, because I understand that too, like, this situation isn't something that you just want to put out on the table for everybody to know. But I'll be your friend. There's an email address, True Life of a Prison Wife, life with a Y, at gmail.com. Please use it. If you need help, if you need direction, if you just need somebody to listen, if you want to scream, cry, rant, like, I've been through this twice now. So I'm here for you. Like, we can do this together for sure. Stay fighting. This is a hard one, but cry. So many people, we try to fight back the tears. We try to hold it in because we're stronger than that. But y'all, crying is such a great release. It's such a good thing for your body to cry. Like, it releases so much stress and tension. And even if it's a cry of pain or a cry of fear or a cry of loss or grieving, whatever it is, like, cry it out. Like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have that moment to cry. It's okay to get with a group of friends and have a sobbing party if that's what you want to do. Like, just do that. Get it out. Like, just don't be afraid to cry. Really, and honestly, this is what I wanted to bring out. Like, it's like you're letting your guard down, like your defenses down, because I know for me, like, the hardest thing is if somebody says something about my husband, I'm like, oh, like, girl, what he locked up for? Or, anything. I'm like, hold up. Like, don't judge him. Like, he has a judge. He's upstairs. He sees everything he's done, because what you think you know about a situation, you really don't. You don't know this person. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know how they got to where they are. You don't know anything about it. And crazy enough, like, my husband is an incredible man, and he was on, like, the successes of life, and something from way back came back, and yeah, it put him where he is. Just because people are incarcerated, y'all, does not mean they're bad people. And that's the stigma that they get. Like, oh, well, they get what they got, that kind of thing. Just remember, don't let people get to you too much. Like, this is between you and your person, you and your daughter, your son, whoever the case may be. If you decide to stick by him, stick by him. Don't let anybody tell you different. If you want to stick by them and you think that you're doing the right thing, then guess what? You're damn sure doing the right thing, because ain't nobody else can tell you how to run your life. So remember that. But back to crying. Crying relieves the stress, as I said before, but it like creates an imbalance for your emotional equilibrium. Like, when we're like trying not to cry and trying not to cry and trying to be these big strong she-mans or he-mans or whatever trying to be during this situation, y'all, don't put that much pressure on yourself. Like, cry it out. Like, I know I will hit an ugly cry in a hot minute. Okay, you can call me Hot Mess Express, because I will cry in a second. It just puts me back at a good place, So I'm like, just let me get this stress and this tension off, and then I can go forward and really, decide like what I'm going to do with it. Like, okay, we were there, we cried it out. Now what's my plan, to make sure that that doesn't happen again, or to make sure when I revisit this, maybe my emotional state isn't as down as it was the first time. Like, now I can actually talk about it. Like, let's talk about this. For instance, y'all, this channel is big for me. It's huge. Like, I was so fearful to put my situation out there. I was so, like, hesitant. I didn't want people to know, like, my personal situation, because I don't feel like it's anybody's business. But then I had to sit back and I'm like, man, if I talk about and explain the things that I go through, I could save somebody the emotional stress and, crazy that I've been through. Like, share your story. Who cares what people think about it? This is about you. This is about you feeling like a positive, and like, your outlook is everything. So if you share a story that has such a negative tone to it, and then hit that sucker at the end with all the positivity that you've learned through this story and where you're going and where you're going to be, man, it can really change people's outlooks. And that is what this is about. That's what I'm trying to do here. So be brave. Like I said before, smile, say hi, like, say hi to the stranger. Y'all, I'm bad, okay? I'll be up in the grocery store and I'll just be like, how are you? And my daughter like, who is that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who they are. But y'all, just that little bit of acknowledgement, like, may make someone's day. Like, it's just that simple. Like, just smile, like, just thinking about when you're walking through the grocery store and somebody's like, hey, how are you? They're like, how are you doing? Like, it's not that you have to get an engaged conversation, but you never know what that person's going through. So just keep that in mind. So always be kind, and share your stories when available. Like, if you feel like your story would go with the conversation that you're telling, because there's way more open-minded people out there than you think. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want anybody to judge me because I might jump off or I might snap, that kind of stuff. But you never know what your situation will bring to somebody else's life. Like, you have no idea. And a lot of times, remember, 64% of Americans are going through the same things, or over half of America has been through this before too, at some point in time. So share your stories. You never know what you can learn from them, what they can learn from you. It's pretty cool. I love people. I love America. So being outgoing and spontaneous, like, really is nothing for me, but I know it's really hard for some people. So push yourself. Push yourself. You have no idea what kind of, just positivity it can bring for you. This is a big one. Think about, and let me get close and personal. Think about something that is really bothering you. Think about something that you can't get your mind off of. write them on paper. Write down the things that are really bothering you. And guess what? Make the choice to say, I'm going to let it go because it's causing me too much stress. It's causing me too much emotional imbalance. It's causing me to cry all the time. It's causing me to be in a negative light or see things differently than I should. So I choose to let it go. Y'all, write it on a piece of paper, put it in the yard, light it on fire. Let it go. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to let some things that you feel like might not have an ending or you don't know like where it's going. Let it go. Let it go. It'll take a big burden off of you and let it go. So I'm going to share a story. When all of this happened to my family, I had to start all over. We lost our home and everything. We went from him being the worker, me being the student, and the mom staying at home trying to, just take care of life. He was working all over the world. Financially, he was taking care of us. And just like night and day, life was like, ha ha, watch this. So I had to start all over. And I was staying with some friends, and that wasn't the best situation either. But I'm like, man, like, what am I gonna do? How can I even talk about this? Like, I was in a state of mind that I'm like, I don't even know which way to turn. So one day I just sat down and prayed, and I'm like, you know what, God, I'm letting it go. I am letting it go. I have worried myself too much. I have had to dye my hair a million more times because my gray was starting to show. I'm letting it go. And guess what, y'all? I let it go. I was like, I'm not worrying about it anymore. And God came through. I was looking just through some old contacts one day, and I found this place that I had been to before for a different reason, not related to anything negative. But I had no idea, no clue now, that this place had a home, or like it was like a little apartment complex set up for homeless veterans, women veterans. And I was like, what? Are you serious? And I had no idea the qualifications. I had no idea like if I like even fit the bill, because I had a job and I had income. So I had no idea. But I was like, you know what? For some reason God put this in my life. I'm going to see what it's about. Y'all, it was within 2 days. They moved me in. They gave me a place to stay, to be by myself, to have my alone time, to rebuild my life. And they gave me resources and things for women veterans that I had no idea that even existed. But this isn't about that. This is about letting it go. Letting something go so that something better can happen. Like really, really try and like push yourself to do that because like it changed my life. I'll be honest. I have some of the greatest friends from there. I have some of the greatest laughs from there. I really think I really like refound my laugh from there. I refound myself from there, and I was able to reestablish and really think about like, where am I going to go now? Like, where is my life going now? Like, this is, my opportunity to really grasp everything that's given to me. And let me tell you what, I grasped on. I moved on. I put one foot in front of the other day by day by day, even on those days that I wanted to give up and didn't want to go forward anymore. And I knew that eventually something positive was going to come out of it, and it did. And we'll get to that in later videos. Can't put it all out for you right now. So y'all, just be brave. Be brave. Take those little tips and be brave, and you would be surprised by the little things that can help by just letting something go, smiling at a stranger, saying hi. You would be surprised like how much joy that brings for you. Ambitious goals. Y'all, look, I've never been the one that had no goal. Like a goal. Like my goal is to blah blah blah. I never really set goals for myself because I'm also the type of person I don't like to let myself down either. Because one thing about me, I love me. Anybody that knows you will tell you that I love me. I love who I am. But there's a little saying that I ran across that I felt like I've kind of lived by now. I made some short-term goals. I didn't go making these long-term goals, this, outrageous goals like I want to be a millionaire. Hey, whoever's listening, I want to be a millionaire. But that's not like a goal for me. So I made like short-term goals, and it was much easier for me to follow short-term goals because who knows what's happening in the long term? Like, who knows what life is going to bring us tomorrow? Clearly, we're all in a situation that we probably never thought that we would be in. So make short-term goals for yourself. Short-term, realistic goals, y'all. Like realistic things that you can achieve. And I'll tell you why you do that. The reason that you do that is because when you accomplish those goals, man, it's the greatest feeling in the world. Like to accomplish your goals. So make your short term realistic goals. Like really put some thought into it. See a mentor if you need to. Y'all, therapy is amazing. And I go to therapy because I choose to go to therapy. Like this situation brought on a level of anxiety that I didn't know existed. And so I at times was like, how in the world do I handle this? I am one of the most laid back people you will know. My mom always tells me you are so much like your grandpa. And she's so right because I am really, really laid back. Like sometimes to a fault. But I don't let much like get to me. But with this situation, it definitely did. And so I didn't know how to handle those things. So I chose to go to therapy. And y'all, I will never choose anything else. Like my therapist, the day I walked in, her computer was like messing up or something, and she was like, "Oh fuck," and I was like, "Oh, I found you, I found you, my queen." Like it was just like a aha moment, and y'all, we connected right then, and it's always good to have somebody listening from a different perspective, and really just bringing you back to reality because sometimes during situations we can get like outside of that loop and we get tangled in our thoughts. And so she really gives me a balance, like to bring, like, hey, hold up, like life happens. Come back, like come on back. Let me give you a scenario and let me, bring out some thoughts. And I'm gonna share some of them with you along the way. There's a bus analogy that she gave me, and oh baby, it hit home. So I'm gonna share that with you in the upcoming videos too. Also, y'all, this is big. Change your thoughts from I want to do this to I will. I will. I will. I can. I can and I will. Those, just that little bitty like change and thought process in your mind. Like if you can believe it, you can do it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. And I know that is such a, close that door, please. I know that is such a broad phrase that everybody uses, but it's so true. Like if you change your thought process to I can and I will, rather than I want to or I might, man, it's like night and day. Night and day. Like for so many years, I'm like, man, I just want to graduate. I just want to graduate. I just want to graduate. Now I'm like, I will graduate. I will graduate. And I'm so close now. Like I have 7 classes left and I'm like, oh, I really will do it. Like I am going to do it. But it wasn't until I changed my thought process that it really came into fruition. Like it's like it jumps inside of you almost. And so it gives you that push and that motivation and that's something to look forward to. So let's go on. Stay focused. Y'all, this is hard. This is a hard one. Staying focused is probably the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. There's so many outside things always coming in and trying to take your focus off of like what you want to do or what let's put y'all in this situation for my married couples, what y'all want to do. Like there's so many people like that are like, oh, y'all can't do that because he's got this kind of record, or y'all can't do that because da 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 da, or it's gonna be so hard, da, da, da. Look, all that negativity, throw it out. Throw it out. Because if you believe and he believes that y'all can do it as a team, you can do it. Hey, moms, daughters, sons out there that are out there supporting your loved ones, dads, cousins, brothers, friends, whatever the case may be, you can do the same thing, okay? Stay focused. Stay focused on your purpose for your inmate. Don't let anybody take you off of that purpose. And it's not about what they did. It's not about what they're going to do. It's about what your purpose is for their life. You stay focused on that. If your purpose is to be there to put money on their books, put money on their books. If your purpose is to be there to write a letter every day, write a letter every day. If it's your purpose to do whatever the case may be for your loved one, don't lose focus. Okay? They need us more than ever. So just stay focused. Stay focused on you, though, as well. Sometimes we allow ourselves to go through these situations and we lose ourselves. That's not an option. Losing you and who you are is not an option, y'all. Like, I went through a time where I was in like such a really guilty phase because I made a mistake. I made a mistake that was going to affect my life. Not just my life, my husband's life, and my daughter's life. Um, but then I had to realize, like, I can't go back and change that mistake. Like, I can't go back and fix it. I can't go back and do nothing with it. It's done. It's over. That was 3 years ago. So guess what I have to do now? Now I have to own it. That's the first thing. And I own it. I own my mistake. I know that that mistake will never happen again. So I've made changes so that mistake never does have to happen again. And now I'm moving forward to a bigger and better platform and a better way and a better life and a better mind frame and a better way of thinking and a better positive me, because I almost lost myself. And when I was on the verge of losing myself, I was in all these thoughts like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you like would do that. Like, who does that, Lauren? Like, blah blah blah. All these negative thoughts about me, but I forgot about the great me. Like, yeah, I made that mistake, but whoa, I have made so many great choices in life. I have been an excellent mom, even in the time that I wasn't a great mom. And there was not a time that I wasn't a great mom. Let's go back to that. I made a mistake. There was a time that I made a mistake as a mom. And so I was really down on myself. But guess what? Honey, when I realized that I am not defined by those mistakes, or that mistake in particular, I am defined by the choices that I make to mend that mistake. And I am on fire and I am ready to share my story. I'm ready to come out of the fear of what people know about me. I am ready to come out and let people know that, yes, I did make a mistake, but guess what? I'm so much more than that. So stay focused. This next one is kind of funny because my husband gets on me all the time about this, but y'all, I am a hot mess express, which clearly we have clearly notated before now. However, if I don't have no to-do list, I am nothing. Nothing. Y'all, I make a to-do list for everything. Like, let's say this quietly. I make a to-do list for everything. Literally, like, call mom, like, it'll say tomorrow to do. Like, call this person, call that person, ask them this. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Go to the grocery store, get this. This is what I need. This is what I'm going to do this week. Like, I have a to-do list for everything. It keeps me focused. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me from going way off, and like lose what I was really supposed to be doing, because I am the type of person that I forget. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like, I can be on the phone with my husband. He can say, babe, can you look up, like today, y'all, he asked me to look up this book that he had been asking me for. And I was like, yes, I'm going to do that today. But guess where I didn't put it? I ain't put it on my to-do list. And guess what I did? I forgot. So when he called back, he was like, you must ain't put it on your list. I'm like, listen, you're going to get off of my list, because now you see if it's not on there, it's a problem. Make a list, okay? Take a break. Y'all, take a break. Take a break. Some days you just got to take a break. Just sit back, light a candle. Like, for me, I have you can't really see it in the video, but I have my little mister on, and I got some peppermint oil in there. And sometimes I'll just get on my heating pad and put my little hands back, and I'll be like, ah. You just have to woosah. You have to take a break. You have to bring it back. Sometimes taking a break and taking your mind off everything will change the course of the day. It'll change the course of the morning. Like, for instance, when I go to work, When I go to work, my poor patients, they can be really laid back or they can be balls to the walls. And sometimes I have to step back and I'm like, okay, y'all are settled. I've gotten y'all settled. And now I just need to take a little break, even a 5 minute break. A 5 minute break just to be like, whew. And for the most of the time, actually, I'll tell you what my break consists of. I got this. I got this. Like, no matter what happens today, no matter if, he eats his food and throws his chocolate milk all over the floor, they're 80, so that's acceptable. He has Alzheimer's. But, like, in those moments, I'm like, well, now I got to clean all this up. Take a break. Take a break. Don't take life too seriously. Take a break. Y'all, staying strong. This is a good one. Staying strong, and I don't mean by muscles. Although, work out. If that's something that helps you, reestablish and get back to an emotional imbalance, work out. I am that person that keeps saying like I'm gonna start Monday. Yeah, all those Mondays have passed and I'm still not working out. Like, don't get me wrong, I like my figure, but I can use a little work. I wouldn't mind dropping 5. But this is what I want y'all to remember. Let me sit up. So I want you guys to challenge yourselves. Challenge yourselves in making people wonder how you're still smiling. Like, all kind of people I know, like I see it every day, are like, oh, how do you do that? Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do all this. I don't know how you go to school, student, work 52 hours, be a mom, go to ball practice. Like, I don't know how you do that. Well, you know why you don't know? It's because I give you every reason to not know that I don't got this. Because guess what I do got? I got this. I got this family right here. I might not have my shoes on the right feet, but one thing for sure and two things for certain. The Vincent family, we good. Okay, so like that's the attitude you have to have. Like, make people wonder, like, why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? That's because you're strong. You're a lot stronger than you think, too. I had to learn that the hard way. Y'all, don't argue with strangers or people that aren't in your corner. Don't argue with them. What you arguing for? They gonna do, it's not gonna do you no good, and they dang sure like ain't gonna be, they're not gonna do nothing for you. Like, let's just keep it honest. They're not gonna do nothing for you. You are wasting your time, your energy, your strength, your emotions, your focus. You're losing all these things, your braveness, everything that we just talked about. You lose it all when you argue with stupidity. And stupidity is everywhere. Everywhere. It's like every place you turn. So, like, if there's like, for instance, if there's a family member that doesn't like your decision or that doesn't like your choice or doesn't like, your lifestyle, guess what? Oh well, because that's what you choose, right? I'm sure they didn't choose their life by the things that you like. Because I know that dang sure happened in mine. Like, ain't nobody out here choosing things that Lauren likes, choosing things that Lauren wants, choosing things that, living their life the way that Lauren would like for them to live it. That's not what happened. That's not what's going on. So guess what Lauren's going to do? We're going to live for Lauren. We're going to live the life that Lauren wants. And if I choose to live a hard one, then okay. But guess what? My life's really not that hard. It's hard juggling. And we'll get into work-life balance, work-life kids balance. We'll get into that because that is a big deal. But Lauren got Lauren. Lauren got us, okay? Like, and Jason's got us too. And so we very much keep our love life to ourselves unless they're, like people that really support us. And we have a lot of supporters. We have a lot of supporters, and I'm so thankful for the people that, really stuck beside us. Because we have a lot, and I'm so thankful for them. And we'll get into support. Y'all, celebrate your moments. Like, sing, dance, bake a cake, be like, oh yay, I reached my goal. Like, you don't have to have people out here rooting for you. Root for you. You root for you. Like, you root for you. Your loved one's gonna root for you too, but you root for you. Like, that's what's important. Like, you know what? I made it to the gas station. I made it to Walmart today. I made it to here. I made it to there, whatever the case it is. And now my celebration is going to be I'm going to come home and I'm going to sing this Celine Dion song or this Beyonce song or this Mary J. Blige song or this Miranda Lambert song or this Carrie Underwood. Whoever is your person, sing it. Sing the song. It don't matter what you sound like. Sing the song. Do your thing. Okay? Take a picnic. Take a picnic by yourself. Take you a little sandwiches or whatever you got for your picnic. Maybe you like some watermelon up in there, some sweet tea, whatever you want to put in, for your little picnic. Go on a picnic. Take you, take your kids, take whoever you want. Celebrate yourself. That's important, y'all. It's really, really, really important to celebrate you because nobody celebrates you the way that you celebrate you. Okay? So today, I just wanted to bring a little positivity because it was a hard day for me. And I think that, it's a hard day for so many families, and it's a hard day. It's a hard day for everyone that has incarcerated loved ones, especially with the pandemic right now and the coronavirus. We're all like on edge about, it's spreading around these facilities, and I honestly pray for you and your loved ones and all of you that that's not something that you guys have to deal with. But at the same time, it's very real. So I just wanted to spread a little positivity in ways that I deal with things, like ways that I cope, ways that I try to turn this negative into a positive. And I do it daily. Daily, I try to remind myself, like, I'm alive, honey. I'm alive. And guess what? There's so many less fortunate. And today is the perfect day to bring that forward. Just remember those soldiers that were fighting for our freedom. Like, we're alive. They're not here. And so celebrate that. Celebrate the fact that you're able to be here and still have your loved one, even though they might not be home every day. But guess what? They're alive. They're alive. So be positive. Leave positive comments below. I always love to see positivity come from my subscribers. And subscribe, share, like, follow. I will be making a page on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just for this specifically. I really want it to get out there, and so I want y'all to share it. Please, please, please share this with any and everybody you know. Even even if they're negative, like that's okay. Like hopefully we can change their mind and make them realize that these situations that we are in are the ones that we chose to be in. And some days we may go through hard times, but those are our hard times, and we accept those hard times because we love ourselves, we love our loved ones, and we love God. God is the number one, y'all. Like, He is the number one. So just be positive. Like, I hope this video helped you in some way. And if it did, leave a comment about it. Let's spread the positivity. Like, leave your story of a positive time or a positive experience. Like, I love to hear about other people's lives and how they're handling things because Lord knows we all handle them differently. But through this, remember, stand together we stand. Hashtag number 2, together we stand. Crazy Life, Prison Wife, Life with a Y. Y'all visit the page and just be involved. Like, let's take this positivity to a whole nother level. And remember, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. As a matter of fact, I think there's a little button, like it might just look like a little white dot, but if you press that, it'll take you right to the subscribe button right here on the video. I love you guys. I hope that you're getting things out of these videos because I'm really enjoying doing them. And I can't wait to see you for the next one. So tune in. Bye. Good night.